I'm getting out my notepad. I'm going to look at my Evernote notepad to see if there's anything we need to talk about tonight. There was a guy in the LAX Maple Leaf Lounge. As you know, Canada is famous for its luxury. No, they're a very elitist country. They think that people with more money should be treated much better than people with less money. So as you can imagine, their luxury lounge. That's the thing that pisses me. Like when I get picked up by a car at the airport, and the guy was like not, he was being too practical for me, and I wanted to I could recognize that all of my American blood cells are screaming out like, don't you understand? I would give you more money.
What was he being practical about?
He was just he's driving a car that's supposed to pick me up from the airport and drop me off at the hotel, but he's making it my problem. Like he wasn't thinking in advance, who am I picking up? Who will be paying me? I should look into that so that I don't have to do that when I drop him off at the hotel, so that he's not sitting there like a jackass, like having an experience that is essentially more difficult than taking a cab.
Well, I took a cab.
Yeah, I wanted to have taken a cab. My story is about how I recognize it, this is the American in me, because there's nothing bad that's happening here. There's a guy that's denying me my right to elitism. That's what the big thing is.
Did you want him to have a sign and he didn't?
I didn't mind the lack of a sign.
But here's the thing, and these are problems that I know you everyday folks can relate to. When you go to a new city, you're supposed to call the driver.
Well,
and now this guy has got my phone number.
Well, I don't even say. Here's the thing.
Some guy making minimum wage has now got my phone number. I don't think you heard what I said. No. It's not that. It's just that, there was a time you didn't have to give your phone number to the pizza guy, your cell phone.
Now. It's Seattle, I had to call, where's the driver? And then they go, oh, you're supposed to call the guy. I'm like, well, that's not, so nobody told me that. I have to call the guy. I call a cab. I thought there was supposed to be a tier here. A tier.
Yeah, that would make it easier.
So then they tell you oh yeah, it's one of those airports. The drivers can't come near the. This is not a conversation to have in front of these people.
Yeah, they're going, boy, it must be rough. I hate it when my limo driver needs my phone number.
But just fantasize in your head, if you could, as a person. It's like when you get off that plane that first time you see that guy and it says Harmon on the sign, and you're like, I fucking did it. Mr. Drummond adopted me.
Well,
I'm moving on up.
Yeah. Well, now I'm assuming you travel on the first class.
I can't. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I can't do anything but.
But here's the thing. I started traveling first class when I was a young man. Trust me, I don't have any money now. But when and I still do, because I have 5 million miles on American Airlines.
Literally, you said you have 5 million
I have a card
miles.
that says that. I've seen a million faces and I've rocked them all. And the thing that's weird is, as a younger man, when I got in the line to get on the plane in first class, I was always stopped. They would say, "This is first class." And I'd be like, "I'm first class, this bitch." No, I wouldn't. I go, "I'm first class," and I'd mumble and be embarrassed. But I don't know what happened recently where I look like I'm first class. Is just because I'm old now?
Oldness is like you can be a grody schlub, and if you're old enough, they're like, maybe he invented mustard.
Yeah.
Maybe it's Stan Lee. I don't know. Let him on. He smells like a fish. Maybe he caught the first fish.
I was on a flight recently, and all these age-appropriate women were giving me the big eye. And
what's the big eye?
They were flirting. They were excited.
Okay, little rascal.
I'm 50. I tell you, I didn't
You got the big eye.
They were giving me the big eye, and I did not like the cut of their jib. And I'm going, when did this happen? Because as a young man, I didn't have any women flirting with me. But now I'm 52, so 50 and 60-year-old women, and I'm I could pull so much steel wool if I wanted to. And it's clear. I'm like, what is it? It's like, look at him with those healthy hips, Look at it. I don't even think he